which comes out Friday the 13th. So tonight and tomorrow night, we're celebrating the opening of the film by playing bands who did little songs for that soundtrack, including the Violent Femmes. We've got a live clip from them coming up in just a little bit, Femmes fans, so stick around for that. Right now, however, here's Cracker, Get Off This. It's Kennedy, and we are celebrating the upcoming release of The Crow, starring Brandon Lee, which comes out Friday, May 13th. And the movie is based on this lovely comic book by a man named James O'Barr, and it is about a man who dies and then comes back to life to avenge the murder of him and his fiancée. Himself and his fiancée get murdered, and he comes back from the dead to seek revenge, and he is watched over the entire time by a hypnotic black crow, hence the title, The Crow. And this movie is an alternative music fan's absolute dream, and I'm not going to say what kind of dream, because kids, this is a family show, and we are all about family programming here. Okay, Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails, also a part of the soundtrack. They are covering a beautiful rendition of Joy Division's Dead Souls, and here's Trent to talk about this.
When asked to do a song for the movie, what I thought would be appropriate was, in the comic book, there's a lot of Joy Division lyrics quoted, and I think that was a big influence on James. So I ventured into the dangerous territory of trying to cover a song by Joy Division, and I always liked Dead Souls and thought it kind of applied. I was a fan of the comic book before I heard there was a film being made, and it appeared to be being made the right way. I was somewhat intrigued to be involved in some capacity. Yeah, the song Dead Souls in the film is used fairly towards the front of the film, where when Brandon Lee becomes the Crow and is kind of seeking out his first victim, running over rooftops, and it's a pretty powerful scene. I was flattered to see that it was used there.
And we're flattered that you're as pale as you are, because you believe in healthy skin, first and foremost. Trent, March the Pitch, 9 Inch Nails up next. Stay here.
Yummy.
Come to mommy. Huh? Hi, how are you? Okay, great. It's Kennedy, and this is Alternative Nation. I'm back from Jamaica. Love you. Don't you like my Oliver Tan? Hey, I covered it up because I didn't want to be super feeling. Okay. We are celebrating the upcoming release of a movie called The Crow, which comes out Friday, May 13th. But, as you may have heard, the soundtrack is out now, and it is phenomenal. People are talking about this. They're talking up a storm. The tornadoes in the Midwest a couple weeks ago, that's because of the soundtrack. Rollins Band, 9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, Jesus and Mary Chain, Stone Temple Pilots, all on this soundtrack, along with the Violent Femmes. And here they are talking about their contribution.
We contributed a song to the Crow soundtrack that's called Color Me Once, which is kind of an ethereal sort of musical extravaganza. And we had already recorded the song when we heard about an opportunity to participate in the soundtrack. And we thought, you know, based on what we heard about the movie, that song might be the right one for that particular soundtrack. We gave it to them, and they said, yes, absolutely, this is wonderful. We must have it. We can't live without it. The rest is history.
Wow, sounds like a style that's going, this is wonderful, this is perfect, we must have this. Okay, Color Me Once from Violent Femmes live performance coming up next as we celebrate The Crow. Gah! Gah!
And now the nominees for Most Desirable Male.
William Baldwin, Sliver.
I could never hurt you.
Tom Cruise, The Firm.
What? Whose side are you on here?
Val Kilmer, Tombstone.
You're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Hard Target. Denzel Washington, The Pelican Brief.
If this thing reaches as deep and goes as high as we think it does, these men will do anything not to be exposed.
To cast your vote for most desirable male, call 1-800-376-4170. Phone line provided by Sprint. Watch June 9th.
Friday, May 13th.
Not a good day to be a bad guy.
Brandon Lee, The Crow, rated R.
In a world of flat...
Welcome back to Alternative Nation. It's Kennedy. I'm back and so excited to be focusing tonight on the great new soundtrack from the movie The Crow. And one of the bands performing on that is the Violent Femmes. And as promised, here they are performing live, Color Me Once.
mouth is gonna say. He's gonna say, I gave you.
There you go. That's Money from the Backbeat Band. They're not on the Crow soundtrack, but guess what? A lot of really cool bands are. And tonight we're celebrating, tonight and tomorrow night, the release of the movie, which comes out Friday, May 13th. And it stars Brandon Lee, who returned from the dead to avenge the murder of he and his fiancée. Let's take a look at the movie.
You see, gentlemen, greed is for amateurs. Disorder, chaos, anarchy. Now that's fun.
Gentlemen.
So here I am, the Avenger, the killer of killers. I just want him.
Wow, Gary Busey's in that. How about that? All right, movie out May 13th. Soundtrack is out now. And one of the best things about it is it's the first brand new Cure song we've gotten in years. They contribute a song to the soundtrack called Burn. So you have that to look forward to. Go out and buy the soundtrack immediately. Go rush, rush right now. Let's check out something from a few years ago from Robert Smith and the Boys. Here's Love Song. Welcome to a Thursday night of Alternative Nation. Thursday night, such a nice night of the week, don't you think? It's the last night that we're on at 12:30 because tomorrow night we're on like 5 in the morning or something. Up with the crazy old ladies who feed the hummingbirds. But guess what? On the show tonight we are focusing yet again, once again, on the upcoming movie The Crow, starring Brandon Lee, which comes out May 13th. That's a Friday. You do the math. But the soundtrack is out already. Great soundtrack, really good. People talking it up all over the place. Lots of great bands on that, including Stone Temple Pilots and Helmet, who we're going to see videos from tonight. And we're also going to have a live performance from the Jesus and Mary Chain. They're doing their song Snake Driver that appears on the soundtrack as well. But right now, the Little Monkey Boys, Green Day. Here's one. Hey, it's Kennedy. Tonight we are celebrating the release of The Crow, a movie starring Brandon Lee, which comes out Friday, May 13th. Now, you may remember the publicity that occurred during the filming of that movie because, unfortunately, there was a terrible accident during the shooting, and the star, Brandon Lee, who's the son of Bruce Lee, was accidentally killed during one of the scenes. And a lot of people were surprised that the film was actually being released. But Brandon's mother and his fiancée decided that they wanted the film to be released because they wanted people to see how talented Brandon really was. So that's kind of cool. And here's Brandon in an interview he did for the movie before the accident occurred. And here he's talking about his character.
He has come back to seek justice for himself and for the woman he loved, and in a sense, for anyone who is victimized and has never had the chance to seek justice.
So sad. It's such a weird story. Go, if you don't know anything about Bruce Lee or his story or his family, go and rent Dragon. That's a great movie. It's based on a book written by his wife called The Bruce Only I Knew or something like that. I don't know the exact title, but go out and rent Dragon and then go see The Crow. It should be pretty interesting, needless to say. And we still got the Jesus and Mary Chain coming up performing their contribution to the soundtrack. And Lisa Loeb and 9 Stories are next with Stay. As you might have heard, we are celebrating the release of the movie The Crow as well as the soundtrack. Soundtrack's out now. Go buy it. It features music previously unreleased by Stone Temple Pilots, 9 Inch Nails, Rollins Band, Violent Femmes, Rage Against the Machine, and, of course, Helmet, Jesus and Mary Chain. And here are William and Jim Reed from The Chain to talk about their involvement with the project. Boys, talkative one?
Well, they'd asked us for a song, and we went into our studio and messed around with a couple of possible ideas. This one worked out the best. It's just quite that simple.
They're just adorable in their mute little way. Party Hats and Dancing Monkeys and the Jesus and Mary Chain performing live next. Stay here.
And now the nominees for Most Desirable Male.
Hey, it's Kennedy here, and here we go. Off of the Crow soundtrack, which is in stores now. The movie comes out Friday, May 13th. Go check out the album. Performing live, here they are, the Jesus and Mary Chain. Snake Driver. Hit it, boys. Kennedy celebrating the release of The Crow. The movie, which comes out May 13th, Friday, May 13th. Soundtrack's out now. Good, good, good. And one of the bands performed on it, the band Medicine. They actually had a small part in the movie as well. Interesting thing about that, they did a song called Time Baby 2, but they redid the song with a new producer and a lady singing on it named Liz. So they renamed it Time Baby 3. And here are Brad and Beth talking about stuff. Brad, Beth?
The song Time Baby 2 was originally recorded on our 5 EP, and we originally were going to redo the song with Van Dyke Parks, and that didn't really work out, so we we had this idea to send it to the Cocteau Twins, and they finished it up, and it came out really, really nice. And the film production company for The Crow, for this film that we're in, kind of heard it and flipped out and demanded that they use it in the soundtrack.
Funny how people put different accents on words, on syllables. Like, I say Cocteau Twins, and he says Cocteau Twins. That's like potato or potato, you know, whichever you like. Okay, Stone Temple Pilots also did a song for the Crow soundtrack, and here it is, unplugged. They did it for us, The Big Empty. STP?
This is a new song. It's going to be on our next album. It's called Big Empty. Faster in my car, falling farther from just what we are. Smoke a cigarette and lie some more. These conversations kill. Falling faster in my car. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is concentrated. Time to take her ride. It leaves today no conversation. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is concentrated. Time to wait too long. To wait too long. To wait too long. Much walking shoes worn thin. Too much tripping and my soul's worn thin. Time to catch a ride, it leaves today. Her name is what it means. Too much walking shoes worn thin. Take her home, her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to take a ride, it leaves today no conversation. Time to take her home, her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to wait too long, to wait too long, to wait too long. Time to take a ride, it leaves today no conversation. Time to take her home, her dizzy head is contemplated.
You ask, why are you focusing on The Crow, Kennedy? And I'll tell you, because it's going to be a sweet movie starring Brandon Lee, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. I'll tell you about that more in a little bit. It's based on this lovely comic book by a man named James O'Barr, and throughout the comic book, it's funny. He uses quotes from song lyrics from Bauhaus and The Cure and whatnot, and the guy's kind of dark and gloomy, and doesn't he look like Daniel Ash? Okay, sure, I know what you're saying. All right, and Brandon Lee plays a man who has been murdered. He and his fiancée were murdered, so he comes back from the dead to seek revenge, and he is watched over by a hypnotic black crow. Here's a clip from the movie.
My advice, next time, duck. I knew you were gonna do that.
Cool! Woo! That's The Crow. Listen to the soundtrack. Rollins Band, 9 Inch Nails, Violent Femmes, Rage Against the Machine, Stone Temple Pilots, Medicine, lots of bands. And Helmet also does a song called Milk Toast for the soundtrack, and we're going to see an older video there is called Unsung in just a little bit. Stick around for that. And remember, The Crow opens Friday, May 13th, so go out and see it. Go buy the soundtrack and flick your later room. All right? See you tomorrow night. Saturday morning, actually. Ta.